everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Joy of Creating. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to draw and watercolor this version of Sleeping Beauty or Briar Rose. Sorry, there's a little bit of a glare. This version. So I just have a pencil and a pen here to do it, and then I have some watercolors that look pretty fancy, but they're actually, I'm pretty sure they were just $8 on Amazon or Walmart, I can't remember which one, but they're really good, but they're not very expensive. So these are the ones I'm going to be using, and just a brush that came with them. So let's see if I can get rid of this glare real quick. Did that make it worse? Oh yeah, that made it way worse. I think that it was better before. Okay, that's fine. There's a little glare in the corner of that, but you don't really need to see it. I'm just going to be showing you how to do it. So let's just get into it. So I'm first going to start with pencil, then I'm going to go over with pen once I'm done. So to start out, I'm going to start out with her face shape. So I'm going to draw a curved line like that. Then I'm going to move on to her cheek, so I'm going to do it like that shape. Then do a long part that's going to be her chin. Make a curve at her chin, just like that. So I'm just going to take a minute for you to get caught up. Then I'm going to just do basically a long line for her chin on the other side, because her face is turned, as you can see in here. So next, after that, I'm going to start on the top of her hair. So I'm going to start with a part of her hair going up like that. Go in like there. Go out. In. Out. Then go in with a little more of a curve that time. That's the last one. Then you're going to go from right here, make a curl, connect it to that one, swoop over to the side. Then I'm just going to connect these together like that. Then I'm going to take it right here, and I'm going to go over like that to make a little more volume in her hair. Next, we're going to work on her headband. So it's pretty simple. So I'm going to draw sort of a straight line, because her head is pretty straight on the top, not too rounded. I'm just going to do it to about there. Then I'm going to do a line here, connect it to that one, and a line here, get smaller and connect it to that one. Just like that. So that's going to be her headband, so I'm just going to slightly shade it in so we can remember it's not part of her hair. Then after that, you go to this little corner right here and go to about there, about where that ends. Next, we're going to make a strand that's in the front. So next we're going to make this strand that's right here. So in order to do that, we're going to start right here. We're going to make it be connecting to the face. Then it's going to be going to the neck after that. Since we don't have the neck, we're going to draw that first. So we're going to go from here. We're going to draw a line going down and then slightly out at the end. And then on the other side, we're going to start here, and we're going to do more of an in, like that. And I think I might need to take away some of that because I made it a little bit too long on that side. So just like that, and yeah, I mess up sometimes, so I think I need it to actually be slightly bigger on the neck, just like that. So now we're going to start from here, and we're going to just do a little line like that. Now we're going to start from the headband. We're going to do a long swoop and end right there. Then we're going to do one more right beside it, going like that, and then connecting to here. So it's hard to make it connect exactly, but try to connect it exactly like that. So now we have the hair on that side done. Now I'm just going to do her shoulder. There's not very much of it showing, so it's just like that. And then it goes in. And now we're going to do her torso area. So for the torso, we're going to do first her little neck collar thing that she has. So just 2 triangles like that around her neck, and then swoop it like that. Then next we're going to start a line right here where the shoulder is. We're going to make it go out, flat, then in, and it's going to be a long curved line to there, just like that. And then then we're going to take right here at the corner of the shoulder, we're just going to make a line down, so that's her arm. And then we're going to start her arm again right here. So it's kind of big, but it keeps being connected to her body. So we're just going to separate it just a little bit right there, just like that. So that's right here, and here is her arm going down. Next, we're going to work on a little more on this side. So first, I'm going to start out with her hair. So she has a nice curl going like this. So curve it out, in, out. Then you can go in like that, and then sort of do a little swoop and connect it. Then we're going to start from here, draw out like this, connect it to that little shoulder area, just like that, and you have that curl done. So next you're going to do the curl that's right beside it. So we're going to start here, and we're just going to go along the same lines as the other one, and then connect to it. Just like that. So now we need to make some of the hair that's sort of flowing out in the wind right around here. So what we're going to do for that one is we're going to start it going along this line, then it's going to come off just like that. Actually, sorry. We're going to make it go a little more down, and then it's going to make a slight, once it gets to right where this stick out is, it's going to make a bump facing that way, just like that. Now we're going to take a quick pause on the hair, and we are going to work on this shoulder area. So you start the shoulder by drawing a line there. It's kind of tricky because the lines can get a little bit confusing when you're doing this part, but this shoulder looks bigger than her other one because you can't see her other one as well, and most of it's hidden. So you need to do the lines right there. It goes in slightly on her shoulder, near her elbow, and then it goes back out, and then her arm goes off the page and we can't see it anymore. So I might actually want to make this slightly thicker because she has kind of baggy sleeves. And so now we're going to go back to the hair. So starting about where the curve is, there is a line. And then connecting to that line on this side, there's a little swoop that gets covered up by her arm. And then right below it, there is one more curl that we're going to connect on this side again and make it go to this point where they all meet. So I just realized something. I did this little meet part just slightly wrong. So instead of them meeting all right there, we're actually going to bring them all the way up to the top of the head. Just like that. Something went wrong. Sorry, Gotta get this part out. So I realized I did the connecting part a little bit wrong. So where it is where they connect, we're actually going to bring them all up to the top of the head, like that. Just like that. So now we're going to work a little bit more on right here. So her hair actually shows right along this line. It actually shows where her shirt starts. So we don't actually need to draw her waist because that's where it is. So next you're going to go down to about right here, right where these all meet, and you're going to draw a line across the top of her shirt. And then, like, if you find the middle of her picture, it's about right here, and then go a little bit to the right, draw a triangle, then draw one cross, one X right there in the very front, just like that. Now we are on to the face portion. So, for the face, I like to start with the eyes. So her eye on this side is right where it goes in right here before it goes to her cheek. So her eyelashes are really long and they are sticking out where you can really see them along the top. So what you're going to do is you're going to draw an outline, just like that, go in and then curve it to about right there, maybe a little less. Then start it right here, draw a curve, and attach them together just like that. Next we're going to do the other eye. So draw a So draw a line right here about the same length as this. So her eye is about the size of this little metal part on a pencil. So if you can make this side be about that same length, then I'm going to go a curve getting smaller, a curve getting smaller, and I always do this with the eyes. I make them look too sad, so I'm just going to fix up the top part of her eye just by making it go the same, a little bigger in the middle, and then end, so she doesn't look too sad. And I think I made this eye slightly too big. It's hard to make the eyes exactly right, so if you mess up a few times, that's okay. So now I'm going to do the eyelashes on this side, so I'm going to start right on this corner of the eye, make a thick line, make it go off the edge like that, then go from this corner and attach it just like that. And then I'm going to separate the eyelash from the eye on this side by starting at the corner, making a thick line, and then attaching it just like that. Next I'm going to make her actual eye. So her eye is actually looking to that way, so I'm just going to start about here because she has a pretty big pupil and end it right there, just like that, slightly curved, just like that. And now she does have just a tiny bit of eye shadow, so I'm just going to make a small little line on top of her eyelashes where her eye shadow is going to go. I keep making mistakes. I don't know. Okay, that's good enough. Now her eyebrows are very much up, so I'm going to start about where this curl, if you just go down from that curl, make a little dot, I'm going to start there with the eyebrow, make a curved line, like that one. Then I'm going to start at the bottom, I'm going to go up, then go down, then I'm going to start here, I'm going to make it go out a little, down, up into an arch, and then tiny connecting it like that. Now there's one more eyebrow here, and her eyebrow is almost connected to her eyeshadow on this side, which is funny because this one's really high up and this one's almost connected to her eyeshadow. So on this side, I'm going to start right here, I'm gonna go up, down, just like that. Then I'm going to start small, get a little bigger towards the middle, then get smaller and connect it, just like that, because that's how it is in the actual picture. As you can see, that eyebrow is sort of arched like that. So now I'm going to work on her nose. So her nose is actually touching her eye. So what I'm going to do first is start with the part that's touching her eye. So I'm going to start right out this corner of the eye. I'm going to go down, make a little point out, go in and down, draw a circle, then a little like curve going out, just like that. And that's her nose. As you can tell, it makes it a lot more clear that she's looking to that way because her nose is pointed that way. So now I'm going to work on her lips. So her lips are really big and they're pretty close to her nose, so we want to stay pretty close to her nose. A small curve, go in. Another curve, go sort of down, because she's kind of not particularly happy in this picture that I'm going from. And I'm going to do a little curve like that where her top lip ends. Then right from that curve, I'm going to make a pretty big bottom lip, just like it out. I'm going to just connect those lips. Then I'm going to make the line in her lips, which is sort of like, just like that. It's pretty much straight. It does actually go up a little in the middle because she's sort of frowning, like I said before. So it goes like that. So that is all of the drawing part of drawing Sleeping Beauty or Briar Rose. So next I'm going to go on to the painting. Now it's time to draw over this pencil with pen because I really like the look of watercoloring over top of pen rather than pencil. The pencil sort of gets all weird and muddy, but pen actually looks really pretty in my opinion. So you don't have to do this, but I like it. Okay, now that I'm finally done with that, I can start the watercoloring. So she doesn't have a lot of bright colors on her since she's in her common attire, but she does have some. So I'm just going to take this palette that I showed at the beginning, super cheap and pretty good quality. It's beautiful. I just love all the colors. And this sort of broken up brush, and I'm just going to be using those to watercolor her. Is she all in the frame? No. Well, there's a tiny bit more of her that you can't really see very well, but that's fine. Sorry about that. Just a tiny bit of her waist is cut off. So, let's start. So I'm first going to start with her skin. So for her skin, I am going to use this color right here. It's sort of just like a very light peachy pink. So that's what I'm going to be using for her skin. And I am doing a method where it doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to stay perfectly in the lines, and it's nice to have a few, ooh, that's more pink than I thought. It's nice to have a few white spots because it's sort of just very nice, sort of washy watercolors. So I'm not expecting it to be perfect, and I'm not doing very much color on this. I'm really watering it down because it is really a pink color, and while she is pretty pink, she's not burnt, and we don't want to make her look like she's burnt. So if you added a little too much, oh, that's actually all of her skin that's showing. If you added a little too much pink, you can always just get a little more water on your brush and sort of just wash it swish it around a little, and it should help with that. And you can always add a little white on top after it's dried. So I'm using some watercolor paints, but you could always use markers or crayons or anything else that you want. Okay, so this is how I want it to be. I don't really want there to be any more dark pigment in any other areas. So this is how I like it to be. So now I'm going to do her lips. So her lips are a very light, well, sort of maroon-ish pink. So for her lips, I am going to use this color right here, and I might even mix in a little bit of this one to give it a little bit more of the color that she has. Okay. Sorry, I was just making sure that was the right color. So it's a little too pink for her lips because her lips are actually kind of more reddish, as you can, as you can see, they're a little more on the red side. So I want to make sure I have enough red, so I am going to mix that other color with it. Just add a tiny bit because I don't want to overpower it, but that is actually so beautiful. Then I'm going to mix that around on her lips. Just like that. So next I'm going to use, I think actually that same color for her eyeshadow, just that very thin line she has of eyeshadow. Ooh, I cut it out of the lines a little. That's okay because I'm not going for perfection on mine, but I would be careful not to get too much of that dark color because I did make it definitely too dark, so I'm just going to make it the same on the other one, even though it should be just a little lighter than that color. Now for her actual pupils and her eyelashes, they're actually just black, so you could always add some more color if you want, but the original is actually just fully black, even though they give her so much life and energy, even though her eyes are black with literally no highlights in them. I don't know how they do it, but it's really crazy to me. So I'm just doing it sort of lightly, not too dark, because I think that adds a little something, but as you can see, her eyes are actually just black, so that's what I'm doing. So now that I've got those, her eyes are black, her hair is blonde, but her eyebrows are brown. So her eyelashes are, yeah, everything is different colors with her. So I'm going to get, I think, this color right here for her eyebrows. Maybe I might add a little more dark to that because that is a little bit light, but ooh, yeah, that's a little too light. I think I'm going to darken that up just a bit. So I'm just going to take a little bit of brown and add on top of that in a watercolory sort of way. I kind of like how it looks like that, sort of mixed. So is that all on her face? Let's see. Yeah, I think that is all on her face. I might add a little more skin color to her because she's looking just a little washed out. But next I'm going to move on to, excuse me, her outfit. So her outfit is just this sort of beige-y color right there, and we don't have any of her skirt in the picture, which is sort of like a purple color, but we don't have that in, so we just have this sort of beige color for her top. So let's see. I think I'm going to be doing a mixture of this, wait, hold on. So I'm going to be taking a mixture of this white, I'm adding a little bit of this brown, and just a little bit maybe of this one. And I'm sort of just, again, mixing it on the page. So the white you can hardly notice because it's white on white. So I'm going to actually start with this more sort of skin tone-y color. to start off for her top. Just like that. I'm just going to keep adding more and more water. No, more paint and more water, not more and more water. So now that I have that, you can tell it's a little more orangey than it should be. So I think I'm actually going to just add a little bit of gray to it to tone it to the right color. Just tone down the orange that's in it a little bit. So voila, now I'm going to color in these with the color of the top. So there you go. There is Briar Rose, or Sleeping Beauty, in her common attire. I have a book recommendation video that's really fun, and I'm gonna have new stuff out soon. So thank you so much for watching The Joy of Creating. I hope you really enjoyed this and learned a lot from it. The Bible verse of the day is, "I will sing for joy at the works of your hand. Shout with joy to God, all the earth." Psalms 98:4. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and had fun making this. Bye, everyone!